with heavy hearts on this Monday morning, like many places around the globe, we continue to pay tribute to one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Yesterday morning, Kobe Bryant and 8 others passed away in a tragic helicopter accident in Calabasas, California. No survivors. Among those lost were Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, Gigi, a rising hoop star in her own right. Bryant was trending in the news this past weekend for other reasons. The legendary Lakers star was saluted by current Lakers star LeBron James after the King passed Bryant on the all-time scoring list Saturday in Philadelphia. Bryant would return the salute in a form of a tweet on social media congratulating James. That would be the last that we would hear from Bryant before he died in a crash in Southern California early Sunday morning in an area about 30 miles northwest of the Staples Center. That's where Kobe starred as a player for more than a decade. It is also not far from the Mamba Academy Athletic Training Center, where Kobe was both an owner and an active participant, and where he was reportedly headed to coach his daughter's basketball game. Kobe had a 20-year NBA career that will send him to the Hall of Fame once he becomes eligible. He was a 5-time NBA champion, a 15-time All-NBA player, NBA MVP, 2-time scoring champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 18-time All-Star, a 2-time gold medalist for Team USA, and a player who influenced a generation. His work ethic was legendary. Bryant teamed with Shaquille O'Neal in a combustible union that led the Lakers to NBA titles in 2000, 2001, and 2002. He then carried the franchise to 2 more titles in 2009 and 2010, both of which our BronxNet cameras captured. Bryant retired in 2016 after scoring 60 points in his final NBA game. Of course he did. Although there are plenty of other sports going on in the world, it's hard to detail any of them this morning. This roundup and C-list goes out to Kobe Bryant, and here at BronxNet, we wouldn't want it any other way. Last night, the Knicks and the Nets renewed their rivalry at the world's most famous arena. Fittingly, Kobe Bryant was the star. That was always the story when he came to town to play at the Garden. Here's more from MSG.
What will you remember about him?
Everything. The way he approached the game, the way he approached life, his mentality. I've never watched nobody, just impose his will in the game like that, impose his will in life. And, even after he retired, just had so much impact on the outside world and the players in the league.
I think, we saw New York fans appreciate good basketball, and they always respect the great players that come through here. And obviously the moment of silence, the ovation, both teams, taking the 24-second clock down, and then how many different times the fans were chanting, his name. I thought that was a really classy tribute by the fans.
Mecca basketball right here in New York City, MSG, Madison Square Garden.
Thanks to my boy and fellow Kobe loyalist, Reed Horner, for helping produce that. Here are my top 5 Kobe moments. Let's start at the beginning. July 1st, 1996. That's when LA Lakers general manager Jerry West boldly traded his starting center, Vlade Divac, to the Charlotte Hornets for a 17-year-old prodigy named Kobe Bryant from the Philadelphia suburbs by way of Italy. Nearly 2 decades later, Bryant became the top scorer in the history of the 16-time NBA champion franchise, which happened to be his favorite team growing up. Flash forward to June 2nd, 2002, still one of the greatest games in NBA history. Bryant scored 30 points in the Lakers' 112-106 overtime victory over the Sacramento Kings in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, ending one of the greatest playoff series in NBA history. The Lakers swept New Jersey to win their 3rd straight title in the anticlimactic NBA Finals. 8 years later, that kid that watched the game on TV would be in the arena covering the NBA Finals. For us, that's me. June 17, 2010, that's when Kobe scored 23 points as the Lakers rallied to beat the Boston Celtics 83-79 in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, securing the 31-year-old's then 5th championship ring. He still called it the sweetest title of his career for multiple reasons, including the Lakers-Celtics rivalry and the difficulties faced in repeating after their 2009 championship. He celebrates by jumping on the scorer's table at Staples Center, now an iconic pose. I'm going to continue the bias here on my list of top 5 Kobe moments, and no, I'm not going to roll with his 81-point game or his 61-point game at the Garden, or even his final game, another 60-point performance. I'm going to go with February 18th, 2007. That's the day that Kobe Bryant won All-Star Game MVP in Las Vegas, one of 4 he would secure in his amazing career. Kobe tallied 31 points, 6 assists, and 6 steals. 6 steals in an All-Star game. The West cruised past the East, 153-132. Kobe had 17 in the first half. My first and perhaps my best All-Star Game experience. Thank you, Kobe. And finally, November 29, 2015, that's the day Bryant announced his retirement in a post in the Players Tribune. The decision was not totally unexpected, given that Bryant had repeatedly said in interviews he was considering making his 20th NBA season his last. After 2 decades, 2 Olympic gold medals, 5 championship rings, 17 All-Star selections at that point, an 81-point game that ranks as the second best in NBA history, and more than 32,000 career points, Bryant's career was officially winding down. Open quote, he said, "I'm ready to let you go. I want you to know now, so we both can savor every moment that we have left together. The good and the bad. We have given each other all that we have." Close quote. Bryant wrote in the Post. Those are the moments and my final words here in the C-List. Grief-stricken players and teams around the NBA paid their respects to Kobe Bryant on Sunday in a myriad of ways, as the stunning news of the former Lakers great's death shook the league. Nearly every team playing across Sunday's 8-game schedule, not long after it was learned that Bryant died, took a planned shot clock violation, 24-second violation. Teams took turns holding the ball for 24 seconds and 8 seconds in the backcourt in honor of the number 24 and number 8 jerseys that Bryant wore. Both are retired by the Lakers. He is the only player in NBA history with that honor. The tributes drew standing ovations across the board. Make no mistake about it. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest basketball players ever, one of the greatest athletes ever. And he wasn't without mistakes along the way. His sexual assault case back in 2003, probably at the top of that list. But Kobe and his wife recovered from that, reconciling in a marriage that would produce 4 daughters. As much as my heart hurt for Kobe on Sunday, I believe the loss of Gigi was actually far harder to stomach. You see, Kobe lived some incredible 41 years. I'm pretty sure most of us would sign up for his 41 if told that's all that we could get. But Gigi was 13. She really had a lifetime ahead of her. The same goes for any of those other youngsters aboard the helicopter. It also made me think about Kobe in the second act of his life. He was doing so much outside of basketball, and that included being a great father to his family. At the end of the day, family is what matters most. Being great is only part of it. Legacy includes passing along your talents and skills to others, and that includes children and those that you can mentor along the way. Kobe Bryant gave me so much amazing delight as both a fan and a reporter. I got to see 2 championships and 3 of his 4 All-Star Game MVPs. I was there for some of the USA basketball run too. So many of his games at the Garden against the Knicks or his matchups with the Nets. I think of him playing street ball at Rucker Park. He loved basketball so much that he was willing to play anywhere at any time. That makes him an honorary New Yorker. I think we all have a certain Mamba mentality here in the Big Apple. Mamba, of course, his nickname in the NBA. Kobe Bryant schooled players on courts near and far, and when his incredible hoops journey was complete, he was authoring more greatness off the court. And that's the saddest part of the story. I've always said make sure to witness greatness as often as you can in sports. It's an honor to see players like Kobe live. I would have missed that game at the Garden last night. It reminded me of when my mom had said to me, "Son, get dressed, we're going to go pay our respects to Mickey Mantle at Yankee Stadium the morning that he died." Kobe, here's to you. Rest in peace, legend. Hoop in heaven with Gigi. We'll miss you. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.